those thoughts that are coming in your mind, they're just, you know, let them come and let them go. Don't grab onto it like a frog. Don't stick your tongue out and grab this thought and then you're analyzing it, you're feeling it. It's just like with food. When you eat something, how does that food make you feel? So if you're struggling, what story is keeping you in that loop?
Hello, Rose. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How about you?
I'm doing great. It's an honor and pleasure to have you on the show, and I know you have so much value to give. You know, you give value to your family and to all the people around you. So I'm really happy that now you're here on the show that we'll also be able, we'll have the opportunity to enjoy all the great value you have to give us. So thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Thank you.
I want to, I know that your time is precious, and I wanted just to jump inside in that golden pool of value. Today so many people think about the future, but they're stuck in the past. So they might want to do something, but they're building everything based on their past. So I can't do this because in the past I did that, or I want to do this, but I'm not sure if the past, if I was good, wasn't good. Like the past is like a big, like this huge stone that is like in their way, and instead of using and maybe getting stronger or whatever, it stops them from moving forward. So I want to understand, like, how do we deal with our old past, like with all the past that is in our mind or in our subconscious mind?
Yeah. Okay. So what we do with the past is really hard to move forward in life when you're holding on or not seeing the pain that you caused in the past. So as the Geber Mate quote, trauma is not what happened to you, it's what happens inside of you as a result that happens to you. So a lot of the stuff that we carry it's is preventing us, is blocking us from moving forward because what's really underneath the block? What's underneath there? There's emotional, there's pain, there's hurt, there's some kind of emotion underneath there that is not looked at. So whenever you think about the past, these emotions, these feelings come up and they might feel discomfort. They might feel like, ew, like I don't like it. So we push it down, we suppress it. And sometimes when these emotion comes up, because they will, we go watch TV, we go eat, we go do anything that distract us from this pain. So you, so if in order to heal the past, you have to meet it. You have to feel it. Because in order to heal, you have to feel it. You have to feel the pain. You got to sit there and just face the truth. Like, this is what I feel, And as for me, it was I hold a lot of guilt when I was younger. So holding that guilt, it prevented me from moving forward in life because I felt like I didn't deserve it. I said this, and this guilt prevented me from moving forward. I didn't believe that um, I deserve a greater future. And it's meeting myself with that guilt, sitting with that guilt. If you're able to um, give it space, give it time to not do anything. And for me, it was like meditation. Meditation was a place where I was able to sit down and get out of the thinking mind and come back to the breath and really feel like all these emotions that um, or thoughts that from the past that has been haunting me. I didn't think it was haunting me, but it just kept repeating itself. It will come up, that situation would come up. And and it's finally when I was like, okay, this guilt is coming up. I need to sit with it. I need to be with it. And is being able to sit down with that guilt and that situation and just feeling, you know, I was embarrassed. It was really shameful to be able to just feel those energy and then letting it go through the body, like in and out with the breath. And after that is just, you have to nurture yourself. You have to give yourself compassion. And everybody, we all mess up. We all fuck up. And and that forgiveness, the being kind to yourself, like it's okay. Like we didn't know what we knew at that time. Now that we're older and we can go back and reflect, give that little girl or that little boy the the attention, the nurture that it needs. Because what's underneath that is that, the inner child. Is that little boy, that little
Underneath
girl.
underneath our feelings.
Underneath the pain there,
Mm.
for me, was underneath the pain, there was this little girl that, I had trauma when I was younger from um losing my dad. And it was that little girl who didn't have a father's love, or um there was a little girl that was wanting that attention, and is going back and giving her and nurturing her, the love and the compassion and the attention that she needed within in here. So it's going back and healing um the inner child.
Okay, so you're first. I have to say that, it sounds like you went through a lot of pain, and you worked with it with yourself, and I'm sure all human beings go through pain, but losing a father as a child, uh, I'm not even trying to imagine how hard it is. And I know also how important family is for you. We spoke about that before. I'm trying to understand, like, you were able to pin it down and say, okay, that was the time, like that pain is from that time, when I lost my father. But if someone is right now looking at their past, sometimes they won't know what exactly in the past is it that is bothering them. So you're saying, like, feel the feeling, like feel in order to heal. But I'm
Yeah.
saying, number one, how do I know what to feel? Because if like you just now said, I know what it is. Okay, I get
Mm-hmm.
it. I feel and then I heal. So first, how do I know what to heal in the past if it's in the subconscious? Number one, and number two is, why would it hold me to feel it? So if let's say I did something wrong in the past, maybe maybe I'm just not good enough to do whatever it is in the future. Maybe it's not for me. Listen, I did it in the past. It didn't work. I have evidence. Scientific evidence. It didn't work. So why do you think that if I feel it now, in the future things will change?
Okay. So with somatic breath work, right? Soma means the body. And by doing somatic breath work is you're breathing, and you're getting out of the mind, because you cannot heal from the mind. You cannot you can't heal from the mind. You got to go back into the body. And that's where the expressions is stored in the body. So if we don't express ourselves, we end up suppressing. We end up repressed and then depress, and it ends up in dis-ease. So through breath work, you're getting out of the mind and into the body. And when you're doing breath work and breathing, whatever comes up for you, and is different for everyone, whatever comes up for you, it's is asking to see it, to face it. Whatever emotion arises within you is asking you to, hey, I need attention here, right? You can't do it in the logic mind. You have to go into the body, because somatic breath work is embodiment. You have to release it, because all the energy is stored in the body, because our body keeps scores of the past. So it just makes you aware of what you're carrying in the body. You can't just sit there and be like, oh, I want to heal this, like this is what I'm working on. No, because sometimes there's something else that's underneath there that we don't know, that's really um, asking to be seen.
Okay, so if I do now the somatic breath work, and we could talk about that at a different time. So let's say that's how things come up in terms of the subconscious, and then only then I know what to deal with. But let's say, okay, I know what it is, and let's say I'm positive, and I'm saying, you know what? in the past I wasn't good, in the future I will be good. But how can I forgive myself for all of the bad things that I did? Like I want to move forward, but look, there's so many bad things that I did like back here. Like what you talk a lot about the power of forgiveness. How would that help me move forward? Because just to tell myself I forgive myself, it's nice. I understand the concept, but how do I really do it in order to move forward and do that change that I wanted to have in life and put that past behind me? Maybe even use it as a stepping stone. But how to actually do it? An actual action step I can take.
And okay, so with forgiveness, it's you have to be ready for it. It's forgiving yourself. It's forgiving yourself. You have to be real with yourself, as in like, well, first of all, why are you holding on to this?
To the pain?
Yes, to the pain or the past. Like, why are you holding on to this?
Okay.
And everyone is different. Everybody has like, different ways of healing and forgiving. Forgiveness is important in the process because in the future, we're going to make mistakes. So if you have this tool of knowing how to go back within and forgiving yourself in that moment, you're able to move forward lighter.
But why would that help me? So
Okay, why would that help me?
I did a mistake, okay?
Yeah.
I'm forgiving myself, but I think there are two different types of forgiveness. One is a fake one and one is a real one. So
Yeah.
I could say I'm forgiving myself. No, cool,
Yeah.
check. I check the list. But I think in order to really move forward, it won't really help me. So I'm saying like, how do I really forgive myself? That way I don't have that past experience, that negative experience as something that holds me back. You mentioned like before that I need to be ready for it. What do I need to actually do to really forgive myself and let myself move forward and not let the past every time when I want to go forward, take me back?
Yeah, I guess that's a really good question. I don't know.
All good.
Yeah, I don't know. Like you give me an example of like how you did it so I can kind of process of like what
Yeah, no, I'm basically what I'm saying is that to forgive myself
yeah.
is something that is easy to say, okay?
Yeah, easy to say. Uh-huh.
The lips, but what do I actually need to really do to forgive myself? Is there like to really forgive myself like deep inside? Is there do you think there's something like extra that we should do, or just keep repeating that I'm forgiving myself? Maybe by the way, just saying it with our lips that we forgive ourselves is it's enough. But I'm
Yeah.
not sure that that's enough, and that's kind of what I'm wondering, if that's enough, or we need to take like something further than that.
Well, for me, forgiveness is not about the word or like the affirmation. It's an embodiment. It's felt. If you forgive when you feel lighter. You forgive when a situation that triggers this moment doesn't affect you anymore. But is you going back and doing the work within yourself. It's coming back to you. It's coming back to um it's coming back to, does this situation from the past, how does it show up to you today? What wisdom
Mm.
did you receive from this, you say, forgiveness? Because you can say, oh, I forgive. And then the next question is what did you learn from it? What wisdom did forgiveness give you?
Nice. I like that. So it's also about wisdom, but it's also basically, if I understand it correctly, I'll only know that I truly forgive myself if next time that I come in and I come across with that past, it doesn't feel like something that is holding me back. Actually, I just look at the wisdom part, right? And I
Yes.
look at the wisdom part and say like, okay, I'm fine.
Yeah.
But if I still something over there is like, holding me back or something is not comfortable, but that means I didn't really forgive myself and I need to work more on that. Is that correct?
Yes. So that means maybe you're still holding on to the story,
Mm.
this narrative in your mind. So the story that you made up in your mind is maybe that's holding you back from moving forward in life. Like you can, like every day there's somebody that we know that has a story about this would happen to them in the past, and that person did that. Yeah, because they're holding a story in their mind that's not helping them to let go.
Got it. I really connect to what you just now said, because I think the stories that we have in our mind. Well, first I'll take one step back. I really love the definition that you just now said, that the way we know we forgive ourselves is if when that event comes back in our life and that past event comes back and it doesn't hold us back, we only take the wisdom part. That means we're good, that we forget ourselves. But I want also take it a step forward. Many times we don't forgive ourselves, because I just had a conversation with someone, because we expect everything to be perfect, okay? And then so I told him, well, what's perfect? Perfect for you where you are today won't be the perfect where you are in 5 years, when you have more knowledge and more wisdom. So I think it's just releasing that expectation that things will go exactly as we think they need to work. Like whatever happened, I believe in that saying, whatever happened had to happen, okay? Do always the
Yeah.
best you can to change, right? So,
Yeah.
but then, like you said, it happened. Now, like again, if someone did something that is something bad, okay, forgive yourself. But then, like the main thing that I really connect to what you said is take the wisdom out of it. Because Ray Dalio, he's I'm sure he's
Yeah.
a big guy, in the whole hedge funds, Bridgewaters, and he always says, like, progress is basically movement and reflection. Because as long as we don't, in order to grow, yeah, we'll make mistakes. That past, he said, that past is basically, it's a stepstone for growth if we reflect and move on. And then you're adding
Yes.
and you're saying, forgive ourselves. We know we forgive ourselves when we don't feel it inside, right? I really connect to that. So if, let's say, now I always like making things, practical, and we'll end up with this. Someone is right now, whoever's listening to this, he, she, they're like feeling stuck with something is really holding them back, and they're not really sure what to do. What do you advise them to do right now? Like, they feel they can't move forward because something in the past, they're really upset with themselves, and they think that they did something that wasn't right to do, and they're really hard on themselves. What should they do right now?
Find somebody that you're able to express yourself in a safe environment. Maybe is sitting down, grabbing a pen and paper and writing down, the feelings that are arising up within you. What is it that's on your mind? Like, just like jot it out, write it down, um, and say those words out loud. Like, how are you feeling right now? This is just an example. How are you feeling? Oh, there's guilt, there's shame, there's pain. Oh, I just don't like this person. Like, write it down, write it out, get it out, release it on paper. Another way is for me is meditation. If you're able to sit down and just make sure that those thoughts that are coming in your mind, they're just let them come and let them go. Don't grab onto it like a frog. Don't stick your tongue out and grab this thought and then you're analyzing it, you're feeling it. It's just like with food. When you eat something, how does that food make you feel? So if you're struggling, what story is keeping you in that loop? You know, having a coach to help you guide you through whatever you're going through.
You gave me a few different options, and I think, I always tell people, let's start with, each one could choose the one that is best for them, whether you have a safe environment, and you said safe, which is really important, or you want to do it by yourself, writing down, or a coach, whatever it is, or few. But I think people should understand what you mentioned over there is, first, let the feelings come up. Like, forgiveness shouldn't be something that you do that suppresses the feelings. Let the feeling come up, then decide if you want to attach to them or not. And then if yes, okay, but decide to forgive yourself, which is so important to move forward, because expecting, for not to make any mistakes, and it's not life. We're here to learn, grow, and part of it is making mistakes. It's part of the trail. So I really appreciate, sharing those tools. Thank you very much, Rose. And again, really appreciate your time. I'll also put links below that people can connect with you and you can help them. And I hope you have a great day over there. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
For
Beautiful
sure.
said.
I hope you enjoyed the video and you got some tools to overcome your challenges and light your path. For us to help other people, please
press that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget that the most amazing things in life are the one you take for granted.